Overall, I think it was a fine movie. When Dusty Crophopper went to the old guy and said, "I want to be a racer," and he said, "No, because of my past," and then the plane crashed, and then he had to get his will to go again, and then the other
Wait
plane
a minute, are
said
we
to
talking
him,
about Days of Thunder or are we talking about planes?
"There is very little difference. I could be talking about either," and you could be like, "Yep, that's the movie."
Hello and welcome back to the J&Z podcast. My name is Zeth Mackel and I'm here joined with my friend.
Jayce Van Ort.
Heck yeah. All right, today we're going to be talking about a great movie, one of my favorite top 50. Easy. It's the only movie that makes NASCAR look fun, and that's Days of Thunder. Jayce, what did you think about Days of Thunder?
I thought Days of Thunder was one of the most generic movies I've ever seen in my entire life.
Are you kidding me?
I am being 100%
Darn it, I
serious.
hate showing you all these movies.
It was nothing special. It was actually...
I love this one. This is...
The beginning was fun. And then from there on, it kind of got lost in the middle. And it somehow wound its way back again, almost at the end. So...
Oh, I love this movie. It's one of my favorites that Tom Cruise does. Probably top 5 easily.
I just don't see what's to like about it, honestly. What do you like? Okay, what are some? Let's give everybody a bit of a plot synopsis here. You want me to, or do you want to? When's the last time you've seen it?
I mean, I saw it the other night, just like you.
All right, so I can give it a start. You let me know if I miss any details here. So this movie is about Tom Cruise. He was a IndyCar driver that got bored, basically, or in some other stuff. Anyway, he quit racing, but he was super good at it. And so he joined, he tried to get signed on to NASCAR so that he could drive a car that, quote unquote, lets him race drivers, not other cars, because he was sick of his car being garbage compared to everybody else's. So, he's never driven NASCAR before, and he does phenomenal, as you do. Until a super awkward visit from a police officer in which... Wait, no, I'm skipping ahead. He ends up Oh, no, sorry. I'm skipping things. So he's really not that great initially.
He's really good at the NASCAR.
Except for he isn't until the guy shows him how to do it, and then he is.
Exactly. He doesn't know what the guy in the... Yeah, he doesn't know what the guy in the pit is talking about all the time because he doesn't understand pit talk.
He doesn't understand cars. He's a race car driver, and he doesn't know what cars are. Like, I'm not even kidding. That's the plot for the first half of the movie.
I like that moment where he's like, I can't do that. He's like, well, why? He's like, because I didn't understand a single thing you just said. And he's like looking over his shoulder and stuff. That makes me laugh every time.
It's just got a very predictable plot line. He
So
starts
what?
off good.
It's still a good
he
movie.
He does better. Then he crashes predictably, and then he gets better, and then he wins it for what's his name that also wanted to do. But like, I don't know. None of the characters really stood out to me. It's just kind of one of those movies that you just watch and then you like move on with your life. Like,
are you kidding me? This is one of my favorite that Tom Cruise does. It's one of my favorite because it's just fun. Like, I think it's better than the first Top Gun.
It's just Tom Cruise and his goofy looking hair just playing a emo boy for like an hour and a half. That's all this movie is.
Okay, well, what did you not like about it?
What did I not like
What is it specifically? Like, you didn't
like
any of it.
So the beginning was
like,
great.
Is there anything bad?
I liked the beginning. They were messing around with them, having fun on the track. Immediately after that, it takes like this... comes to a screeching halt for this love story that nobody, and I mean nobody, cares about. And them just talking and everything. It was a lot of talking. The racing scenes were fine, I guess. And then there comes, it basically is the plot of Cars 3. If you're to narrow it down,
Oh my gosh, everything leads back to Cars.
it's one of the Cars movies.
Yeah,
where
all
in
the
the
time.
movie, Lightning McQueen is
No,
the old guy
Days
that
of Thunder did
crashes,
it before it.
and Tom Cruise is that one girl car that replaces him in the movie. That's literally the movie. Just from the
Shut
girl
up.
car's
Just
perspective.
shut up.
That's literally it. I'm not even kidding.
I love the racing scenes because it takes something that not a lot of people enjoy nowadays. Like NASCAR used to be massive in the day. With early 2000s, it started to die off finally. But it makes something that seems so boring, just cars racing around a track.
Which it is. It's super boring. I've seen it in person.
Oh, I know. It's very boring, but it makes it so much fun with its editing, because the guy that did this movie directed the first Top Gun, and you can see his style of directing. It's very vicious, I like to say, because with the first Top Gun, you have a lot of shaky cam, but that makes it that makes you feel the force of like the airplane, and it's sort of in this movie a little bit too, with some shots where it's sort of a shaky cam at times, and it's very cut together very fast, so it's exciting, and you feel like you're in the chaos of like when a car wrecks or when they're all smashed together.
And see, when they're actually racing, it's fine. It's a perfectly good movie. Like you said, the shots are great. I like the banter back and forth. I like the nudging, bumping. It makes it interesting. It truly does. Everything else, they are like the most cardboard cutout, like just cardboard people I've ever seen. They never change. They just say the most predictable lines for their they pick a character type, and it's like Tom Cruise is like, if I'm not a racer, what am I? It's just stuff like that. That's the whole thing. You know full well what he's gonna say.
So what? It is predictable and it is pretty stereotyped, but the characters in the story and the action when it's there, that's what makes it fun for me. And the characters are what makes and drives a movie for me. I mean, obviously the story has to be there, and I enjoy
this is the worst movie ever. I don't if the characters make or break it. This is like some of the most.
No, I love the characters because they feel real. They feel real.
Feel
it's
the
not
opposite of real. Nobody has ever had those conversations in real life ever. They talk.
No,
like
I'm not saying I'm not saying the love story things. That's yes, I will agree it's a little corny. That the love story when he's like saying, I'm not afraid, and she's like, you are afraid. Like I understand that. But when it's him and the old man, his pit captain or whatnot, part. I love that banter they have back and forth because that's what feels real. They're joking on one another, they're pulling a prank, or they're getting mad at one another, but then the next day they're fine. That feels really good and real to me.
I don't know. I feel the opposite. I think this is one of Tom Cruise's worst movies I've seen so far.
Oh my gosh. No.
And it all started the second I saw his haircut. That was the funniest thing ever. I know where this is going.
His hair is long in this one, that's for sure.
He's got almost a full-on mullet. It's ridiculous. I've never seen him like that before. I'm so used to his Mission Impossible hair and every other movie he's in hair. It's just super funny.
Well, his early movies, he had some pretty long hair.
Yeah, I forget what he looked like in, what was it, The Outsiders, but that was like original. That came out
that was
in what? Yeah, that was before he was all.
Well, he was supposed to be a greaser, so he had long hair for a reason.
Sure, that's totally different. Yeah, that's a totally valid reason to have it.
But I think it's so amazing because you go and if you watch, let's say like the first Top Gun, this movie was made after it because that's when he became a celebrity. He went from doing like almost nothing to doing Top Gun and then Days of Thunder. I just think this is such an improvement on everything that Top Gun did.
You know what this movie is? This movie has all the characteristics of Talladega Nights, but without any of the humor. That's where this movie sits.
I've
with
never
me.
watched Talladega Nights.
It's a really stupid movie about NASCAR.
I heard it's got what's his name, John C. Reilly and Will Ferrell, which actually,
Mm-hmm.
John C. Reilly's in this.
I saw.
I
noticed
don't
that.
know. I don't know if it's one of his first roles, but I mean, he's really young in it. That's for sure.
Yeah. They're just. We're so spoiled for choice now. Like, you can't compare these movies. Like, as far as NASCAR racing movies go, there's
I
actually
do.
a couple now.
Yeah, but like, as in terms of like, I'm not saying it's the greatest race car movie ever, but I'm saying as in terms of Tom Cruise's category of movies, I would put it in the top 5 for me. There's a ton that I want to show you, like Oblivion and Edge of Tomorrow. Like, you would love those movies. Those are easily in the top 5, but I really like this one. It's a classic movie through and through. It feels like it all the way through. I love the characters. I love the story. When the action there, it's there. Yeah, the love stuff is cheesy, but I mean, what love story isn't cheesy? I mean, yours is probably going to be cheesy in the future.
Maybe. Oh, I don't know.
No,
I just thought it was
I enjoy this one.
It had a plot. It had characters. It had a rising action climax. All that good stuff. It was a solid story. Overall, though, it just makes you wonder if Tom Cruise really does do all his own stunts in this one.
He did. It wasn't what you think, because yeah, it was pretty interesting how they shot this movie, because I was watching a behind the scenes video on YouTube about it, and they actually did it during the NASCAR season. There's a lot of shots that
Go ahead.
What?
No, go ahead. I just coughed.
They took like a car. They took a car that was kind of stripped down, it looked like, to the frame almost, but it could still drive, and they would put the cameras on it. Same thing with that the green, like, mellow yellow car that he has. They would put cameras everywhere outside of the car. So like where the lights are, where the bumpers are, they would put cameras there so they could get like 5 different shots when they were going like 5 different laps around the track. And then I think a few other shots were during actual NASCAR races, like I think a few of the crashes are actual like shots of crashes, and then they would just edit it to look like it was a part of the scene. When Tom Cruise crashes, and remember, he gets lifted up off of the helicopter.
Oh.
That's an actual NASCAR race that they put a helicopter down, and they told everybody, this is going to be part of the movie. And then they lifted Tom Cruise out, and they went about it.
Neat. It is neat.
Yeah.
Shoot, what was I gonna say? I actually do take back what I said before, though. This is not the plot of Cars 3. This is indeed the plot of Disney's Planes. An even worse movie.
Man. The day you stop comparing all of these old movies to cars or planes or...
I will stop comparing them as soon as they stop being the same movie. That's what I'll say.
We're going to watch like Tremors or something like that, and you're going to compare that to like, I don't know, Cinderella.
I watched Tremors, and I can't think of it on the spot, but I'm sure it's not like one Disney movie. Probably not, actually. That's pretty unique, but overall, I think it was a fine movie. When Dusty Crophopper went to the old guy and said, "I want to be a racer," and he said, "No, because of my past," and then the plane crashed, and then he had to get his will to go again, and then then the other plane
Wait a minute,
said
are we
to
talking
him,
about Days of Thunder or are we talking about planes?
there is very little difference. I could be talking about either, and you could be like, yep, that's the movie. I just don't know what to tell you, Zeth. This was one of the most movies I've ever seen. Like, it's just a like it's it was a movie. It was the moviest. It was. I don't know what to. I don't know how else I can put it. It was just a
Man,
movie.
I'm scared now to like show you the Sound of Music in like some classic movies.
Why would I want to watch those snooze fests? I don't get it.
Sound of Music's awesome, man.
If you're a 65-year-old woman, I don't know what to tell you.
Oh yeah, same thing with Big Bang Theory. Who's out here watching Big Bang Theory? Maybe my grandmother.
I bet my grandma does watch Big Bang Theory. I sure don't.
Yeah, making fun of me for all of these movies.
She probably leaves it on the TV because it's after The Amazing Race is done, it's on. I mean, like, I don't know what to do. Oh, man.
No, come on, man. Days of Thunder is great. I really, really enjoyed this movie.
I can't recommend it.
Darn
But
it.
if you're bored and you're looking to be slightly less bored, I guess it's on HBO Max. You just have to sift past all the actually good movies to go find it, though.